The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Welcome back to another episode of Beep Boop Beep Bop Boop Boop. I have nothing to say, probably a podcast. I was just saying to Courtney, and I was actually just talking to Kinsey Elizabeth because we just did a recap on a book club. Yeah, that's right. I can read. I know the rumors have been out there, but I can in fact read. I'm not Leah Michelle. So I was just saying, like, you can never anticipate when you're going to need a break. Like, obviously I have like scheduled with Dear Media and everyone for a maternity break. I know I will need a break for the podcast then. But you just never really do be knowing when you're going to hit that bebop, beep, boop, boop, bop, I have nothing to say wall. And yeah, we're here. But I'm grinding. I could make it sexier and call it writer's block, but I won't because it's a dumb bitch block. Also, oh my coccydynia is fucking acting a fool. I just messaged Claudia the other day. I was like, does it get better? Please tell me it gets better. And she was like, dude, it weirdly does. And I'll tell you, that's not the answer I was expecting, especially from Claudia. I just was not expecting the positivity. So I was like, that is incredible. Mine's not there yet. Apparently, whenever you get to a certain point of pregnancy, you release some kind of like substance or something. I don't know. I'm misusing the words, but like relaxin, which like is funny of a word because I'm like, apparently it helps you relax. Like it relaxes your muscles. So they say the coccydynia gets better then, but I didn't anticipate sitting here. Hold on. I'm going to need to get a couple more pillows, guys. One sec. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Okay. If you're listening, just know I'm pregnant and I needed to do that. Okay. All right. So we are going to discuss, basically anything that I can think of right now. All right. So this is bringing it back to old school Ramble Shannon. There's not a format. There's not really a rhyme or reason, but we're doing it. Okay. That's what we're going to do. I'm having really bad indigestion. I made the most like bro-tastic meal today. I was cooking lunch for James and I was just like so not in the mood, but I was starving and I wanted to cook, but I don't know what about that screams I wasn't in the mood. It sounds like you're hungry and in the mood to cook. I just like wasn't in the mood to come up with like a real fixed dish. And I just started grabbing shit. And you know, they say the mark of a true chef or cook or someone that just knows what they're doing in the kitchen is being able to just grab and put stuff together. And I feel like I did that really well. And then when I was done, I was like, that was delicious. And then I was like, ooh, that tasted like something like that described sounds like something that a bodybuilder would like eat because he was like worried about his macros. Basically, it was like ground chicken with taco seasoning, arugula, cottage cheese. I crushed up a bunch of like tortilla chips, lime flavored, put some cilantro and like shredded cheese on top. And then I added like everything but the elote seasoning. What else did I put? Oh, and black beans. I was like, not this protein meal, bro. And James was like, this is the best meal ever. And I was like, you're literally such a fucking dude. Like you're a bro. But I cooked it. It was yummy. I can understand the allure, actually. Cottage cheese is great. Okay. Anyways. So we, I think partially part of my entering of the bebop boobop era is definitely, I love to host. I love to, when I go on trips and whenever people take trips here, I just want everyone to have like leave and be like, wow, that was the best time ever. And when I know that kind of stuff is coming up, I should really batch episodes because basically, I think I just realized like I did not plan correctly with these trips. So James's family came into town. I know this last episode with James, we talked about this a little bit. We were at my parents' house at Lake Murray, but then we continued on to Charleston. We went to Kiawah Island. You know, I didn't grow up with money, so we never went to Kiawah Island. That was for the rich folk. It's a gorgeous part of Charleston area. It's like an hour outside of Charleston. I mean, it is stunning. You go there and you're like, holy shit, like this place is money, dude. Like it was really, really divine. We stayed at the Sanctuary, which is like their hotel and property. It's very Truman Show-esque. It's very like 30A vibes, like without the gorgeous white sands and, you know, crystal clear blue water. South Carolina doesn't quite have that. But basically you like ride bikes everywhere. It's like very bougie. There's like a golf course. It was lovely. It was really lovely. And we really did just kind of relax while we were there and eat really yummy food. Gosh, I miss being around like the ocean because like you just eat such fresh seafood. I love Nashville. Nashville has some like culinary like greats here. Like I swear all the good food has moved to Nashville or like has opened up here. Like good restaurants in New York, good restaurants in DC and in Dallas, like all these big hubs for good food. Atlanta even, like they all open up second restaurants in Nashville. So we really do have a great food scene here. But every time you eat, you know, fish, you just think that wasn't caught here today. It just wasn't, there's no ocean to table vibes. We are pretty landlocked here. So love just eating good food. We relaxed in Kiawah, and then we went to Charleston, and Charleston was a bit more full on just because we were in like a bustling, fun city. You guys, we ate at, hold on, I'm really hot. We ate at this restaurant called Chubby Fish. Shouts out to one of my followers, Rachel, dude. I owe you my life. She's friends with the owner of this restaurant, and she really like put me on the spot and helped me figure out that we should eat there, and it was just incredible of her. The chef, I believe her name is Yo-Yo. Every bite we took, and everyone said, go to Chubby Fish, go to Chubby Fish, go to Chubby Fish. And we're like, yeah, we'll eat a Chubby Fish. Sounds good. But usually when people say that kind of stuff, I'm like, is it going to be overhyped if everyone's telling me to eat there? Is this like one of those places just like a little overhyped? No, dude. It was unbelievable. Every bite we ordered, it was like a share kind of place. And there was like 3 things that they ordered that I was like, I don't want that. But obviously everyone else does, and we're all sharing. So like, I'll let them have that. But of course I would like try a bite. And then I would end up being like, can we order another one of those? Like, everything was so good. Every bite was so amazing. Like, I just couldn't even believe it. It is so not overhyped. Like, they don't take reservations. You have to go stand in a line at 4:30, put your name down. Worth it. Like, literally go do that. It was an incredible experience. Chubby Fish in Charleston. Anyways, then I'm pretty tired just in general. I'm trying to stay active. I'm trying to work out, whatever. But like, on the things of, on a list of things I didn't want to do was like go on a 2-hour walking tour in Charleston. And I wasn't really looking forward to it. I didn't really mean to get into it. Like, I had told James we'd gone to breakfast. Oh, by the way, we did this like big bike ride in between when we were in Kiawah. I have married into the turkey trot family. I mean, luckily they're British, so they don't have Thanksgiving. Therefore, they don't schedule turkey trots with the family. But that is the family I married into. They're very active, outdoorsy types. Me and my family, we like to drink outside. Yeah, we like to sit outside in the gorgeous air and drink a little beveragino. We like to be on the boat outside, swim, drink. Like, we love to drink outside, okay? We're not like waking up. I mean, we go for walks. You know what? If we were at the beach, maybe me and my family would go for a walk on the beach. Sure. But most of the time we like to sit on the beach. We love to sit. That's my family. Those Fords, they be sitting, and we love our lives. We do. And I married into a very active family, and it's fun. It's fun to have differences. Just kidding. It actually is, fine. You realize doing different stuff is nice. Guys, Mother's Day is coming up. It's coming up, and you already know that I made James get me a present. I said I might not have a baby in my arms, but it's in my belly, so I'm mom, okay? And I have some perfect ideas for you because, moms sometimes can be hard to shop for because we want to make sure they get the best, right? We want to make sure they get everything they love, and that is where Caraway cookware comes in. It is the perfect choice for all the moms in your life. I'm going to throw some crazy facts your way. Okay, we're gonna talk about cooking with toxins because that is the beautiful thing about Caraway cookware. They are a non-toxic cookware. It's gonna bring you peace of mind. But let me tell you some facts really quick. Like 95% of home goods are made with toxic chemicals like PTFE or Teflon. We all know the Teflon pans. They were, the pans of our mother's generation and what inevitably got passed down to us when we went to college. Okay, so we be cooking with Teflon, and we gotta stop. Okay, because over 70% of fry pans sold in America contain Teflon, and 97% of Americans have PFAs, toxic chemicals from nonstick cookware, in their blood. You guys, in your blood. That's not what you want, okay? 2.5 minutes is all it takes before a nonstick pan overheats and releases this toxin. It's just gross, okay? It's really bad. We want that peace of mind when you're cooking for your family. Your mom wants it. My mom's always cooking me cowboy eggs. I'm obsessed with them, but she needs them to slide right off the pan. And the good thing about Caraway is they're still nonstick. They're amazing. My mom loves them. I got my parents a Caraway gift set for Christmas, but I'm going to get them some more products. They have so many different colors. It's very chic. It's very really easy to store into your cabinets. And they also have some, what do they have? These like a food storage sets that are incredible because you can really keep your food fresher for longer. Eliminate some food waste, save some money along the way. It's just so lovely. And like I said, it gives you peace of mind. Like when you're cooking on their wood cutting boards with zero plastic involved. You don't want that microplastic all up in your food. Okay. Bakeware makes your homemade muffins slip right out of the pan without hassle. And that's going to come from their Caraway nonstick bakeware, which is amazing. So ditch the Teflon pans and switch their non-toxic nonstick cookware, okay? Spring into action with the healthy swap to Caraway, our favorite cookware set, my family and I. It'll save you $150 when you buy the set versus buying individual items. Plus,
If you visit carawayhome.com/probably, you can take an additional 10% off your next purchase. So this deal is exclusive for my listeners. So visit carawayhome.com/probably or use code probably at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern.
So we go on this bike ride. I never in my life, dude. I suffer from this disease called Nasal, which means I have no ass at all. And so I don't really run into any chafing issues. You know, I know a lot of women experience chafing. I hear that mega babe stick. You know, my husband, he chafes. Before he goes on runs, he has to fucking lube up, okay? He's lubing himself up. And he does that because, you know, his thighs touch, his booty. He got them glutes, okay? I don't have that. I don't have that at all. I'm jealous. I wish I did. I wish I had to use chafing cream. I don't. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I don't know if it was pregnancy or if I just don't ride bikes often in like leotard. I was in a leotard because I'm pregnant. Nothing fucking fits me but dresses and leotards. Shouts out bump suit. Honestly, they're incredible. Anyways, I was on the bike and I'm like, whoa, my butt cheeks are like, and I know like sometimes your crotch can hurt when you ride a bike for a long time. We get off that bike. I'm going to be graphic for a second. I go back to the room. I like spread these cheeks and look and I said, holy fuck, what have I done? What have I done? What has happened here? Bad news bears, guys. Bad news bears. I was like, this is crazy. Chafed right in between the cheeks. Very painful for days after. Really, truly days after. I just thought, oh, that freaking hurts. So then we go to Charleston and I think to myself, I don't want to go on a motherfucking walking tour. But that wasn't like in the cards. I think they had mentioned it and I was just like, I'll just make sure I'm not available. And then I think James and we just got to breakfast and I was like, you want to go on a little like 10-minute walk? And he's like, sure. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go upstairs and put my tennis shoes on. He was like, okay, I think you want to take a poop downstairs because I don't like when he poops in the hotel room because it smells. And then I come downstairs in my tennis shoes and I say, hi. And there's James and there's this whole family. And they're like, you ready to go? And I thought, oh, perfect. The whole family's going to go for a little 10-minute walk. Love, literally, I truly mean that. Love that we were all going to go and walk together. And then we start walking and then they have a really specific destination in place and they're looking for it. And I'm like, what are we looking for? I thought we were just going on a little 10-minute walk. No. They're looking for the tour guide because they've signed us up for a 2-hour walking tour, a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. Anyone ever watch Gilligan's Island? My mom used to love that show. Anyways, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I also brought my new Birkin and I'm like holding this ostrich Birkin. Yeah, that's right. Just a little subtle drop that I got a new Birkin. Yeah. She works and then spends all of her money and she's gonna be in crippling debt one day. It's not a big deal. This is a finance podcast. So anyways, I'm like, shit, I wouldn't have brought that Birkie. And I also just like, would have been like, because one thing about James' family, if I would have been like, I'm going to take a little rest, they would have been like, oh my God, please. They're always telling me like rest. Like they're just like genuinely the nicest people and so kind about me being pregnant. They're just like, please rest. So anyways, I just like, you know, I would have probably been like, I just want to rest instead of doing this. But then we were already there and I was like, okay, go. Guys, let me tell you something. The most incredible tour ever. Our tour guide's name was Tommy. What was his last name? I don't know, but if you Google like Tommy walking tour Charleston, he was incredible. I really, really learned so much about Charleston that I didn't know. Also, there was a lot of like British history that came in. Sorry, I have indigestion. There was a lot of British history that came into play that I didn't really know about or wasn't aware of. And James's family was like, this is all so interesting. And I was like, this is so interesting. And yeah, just really crazy, incredible stuff. Incredible tour. Also, we weren't walking for the full 2 hours. And I think that's what I thought was going to happen. We were just like, we would stop in like a cemetery. We'd like stop in a theater and then we would, you know, chat for maybe and he would talk to us. The way he did his tour is what I think really like made it so great. He talked to you like you were in the time. You feel like you were watching a movie. He would be like, it's 1886. We're down bad. We've lost 60 soldiers. He's like talking as if he's like a current Charlestonian in 1886, you know? And it like really helped you visualize. I'm a real visual person. Like, you know, sometimes you can go on a tour, you can have like a guy that's like, wah, 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 wah. And over here, the battle of 1986, wah, 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 wah. You feel like they're just regurgitating information and you're like, I'm so fucking bored. This guy was like so intelligent and so great at his job. He is doing everything he's meant to do in his life. Like other than being maybe like a history professor, he'd crush at that. Like incredible job from him. Shouts out Tommy in Charleston. Just had the best time. You know, that goes to show sometimes you're like, oh my God, I don't want to fucking do this. And then you do it and you're like, wow, that was amazing. I even told his family that. I was like, I'll tell you what, I didn't want to go on a 2-hour walking tour. And then I ended up loving it. So that was fantastic. And then we had some more good food, went to the grocery. gosh, there's just great little like cafes and bistros all over Charleston. I actually didn't go shopping in Charleston. That was a shock. They have great stores there. And then we came back, James and I drove. Well, I found out that Charleston and Nashville is 9 hours. Like, the math was not mathing for me there. And so I was like, I am not driving 9 hours, period. Like, I will not sit in a car for 9 hours. So we drove back to my parents' house, just James and I, because his parents were staying an extra day in Charleston and flying back to Nashville. So we drove back to my parents. I got to hang out with them a little one-on-one because I think I said this in the last podcast, it was full on when we were at my parents' house. We planned so many parties, and it was great because like a lot of people that didn't get to come to the wedding and weren't there for the wedding were able to like meet James' whole family and some of James' family's friends, and it was wonderful. But anyways, I got to just hang out with just my mom and my dad and James, and it was just like nice and easy and quiet. It was great. And then we drove back to Nashville. The drive back from my parents' house to Nashville is so great. Also, guys, I'll get into I begged you guys that I had writer's block and y'all asked me some questions. So I'll go to my phone and answer some questions. Like, shouts out for y'all just being like, sure, we'll tell you what to chat about whenever this is literally my job and I should know what to chat about. But sometimes you really do just be like, what the fuck do I even talk about? And it's crazy because I could talk to a brick wall. Look at me right now. I mean, we've been on the mic for 15 minutes and I'm talking in 2 times speed. You guys have already gotten 30 minutes of content, you know? Anyways, all that being said, I'm definitely going to talk about some pregnancy updates. And Lord, she be kicking. It's crazy. And I want to admit something for a second. I really only told the things that you think you're just going to keep to yourself and then you end up saying, like, for instance, I know in the very, very beginning, I was like, I don't want to talk about my due date, which I still don't. I don't feel the need to share the exact due date. It's not a secret. It's just kind of like, I don't want people like counting my chickens before they hatch, literally. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't want to be stressed about it. But basically the baby will definitely be a Virgo. And also that's what I'm saying. You don't know your due date. Like 5%, I found the stat out, 5% of women actually deliver on their due date. So like, I don't want to be like tied to it in a weird way and make myself feel bad if I deliver too early or, too late. And I don't want to feel that way. There's nothing to anything. It's just like deliver your baby when your baby's ready to come. So anyways, but I did say, I was like, it's like my wedding. I didn't give the wedding date right off the bat or on the podcast, but like I said, eventually it's going to be very clear. And like I've said stuff like, oh, I'm halfway baked. It's like, well, if you really want to do the math, you can do the math. On the around week, I'll give birth. But with the wedding, I was like, you'll know when it comes close to time because I'll be like in Italy and it'll be for my wedding. So you'll know. Guys, I am obsessed with Aster the Label. It's an amazing clothing brand. Since 2012, Aster the Label has been dedicated to designing elevated and attainable clothing that has the power to transform everyday moments into memorable occasions. Now, they drop almost 100 new styles every month, including cute tops, dresses, stylish sets, fun skirts and bottoms. Really, there's something for everyone. I just click on their new arrivals because I want something hot off the press, okay? You know what I mean? And Aster the Label has that. With wedding season coming up, I'm literally going to a wedding in 10 days and I have been trying to find some bump friendly options, and they just have so many options that you can really kind of like formulate into a maternity look, which is great if it's just a little stretchy. And they put plenty of descriptions on their fabrics as well, which is helpful. So with wedding season coming up, Aster the Label has the perfect look for every event on your calendar. They've got dresses for bridal showers, engagement parties, backyard weddings, and black tie affairs. The wedding I'm going to is black tie, thank God. And all the dresses are under $250. That's the kicker. And the quality is amazing. They also have a great collection of white dresses for brides looking for something for their pre-wedding celebrations, like maybe an engagement party, rehearsal dinner, your bachelorette weekend. They have some really fun stuff for bachelorettes. And they also just have some stuff for engagement shoots. I feel like you can find some really cute looks. Aster the Label makes it easy to look good, feel good without breaking the bank. And they've even got a bump-friendly dress selection. You heard it here first. It has been a lifesaver for me. I officially have a bump that does not just zip up with anything. I need bump-friendly. So I found on their new arrivals, they had this dress. It was called the Kiawah Cold Shoulder Maxi dress. It's like a gorgeous print, and it was super bump-friendly. Love. And if you guys want to visit asterthelabel.com and use code PROBABLY at checkout for 15% off your order, that's ASTRTHELABEL.com, asterthelabel.com, and use code PROBABLY. You will get 15% off your order. Anyways, all that being said, I have some really big, important scans coming up. And the last time I went to the doctor, my dumbass, by the way, thought you got an ultrasound every time. You don't. Now, let me tell you where I should fucking... Literally, I could like pay, I'm definitely paying their rent though. Like they have all these, if you live in a busy city, also probably if you live in the middle of nowhere, they have these little like pop-up shops. Everything's like mommy and me, baby bump, see your baby boo boo bop. And it's like these little like 4D ultrasound like places where the techs will just like show you your baby. And I go in there and I pay fucking $50 for 15 minutes because also one thing about these ultrasound techs, they have so much pride in their work. Like I think last time I even paid for like a 10-minute. It was like a sneak peek, see your baby for 10 minutes. If you just want a quick picture, I was like, okay, they always give you more than 10 minutes. I swear they like want to prove their work is good, which incredible work, ladies. Like you're doing a great job. But it's like I'm obsessed with these places because you can tell they love their jobs. And these girls are like, look at baby. Like they're so happy to be there. They're so nice. They understand how like exciting this is for moms. I have yet to come across one single ultrasound tech, and I've gone in DC. I had like this random moment where I was scared of something happening and I just wanted to like see the baby's heartbeat and just like know everything was okay when I was on tour. And I went to like a random place 30 minutes outside of DC from our hotel, and everything was fine, by the way. But like these people are truly so kind and so happy, and I've gone all over, not just in the South, and like they're just like so happy to be there. And they always give you more than 10 minutes because I think that they're like, let me get this good angle. Oh, let me show her moving her hand. Oh, there's like this last time we caught her yawning and she was like, oh my God, she yawned. Let's see. You guys, I ended up being in there for 30 minutes. They go above and beyond to make you feel so happy and comfortable. It was really sweet. Anyways, I will say one of the ones I went to, where was I? I think where did I do one? Georgia somewhere? I don't know. One lady was like, oh, and look, there she is. Wait, do you know the gender of your baby? And I go, yes. In my head, I thought, yeah, thank God. Like, yeah, maybe ask that question first. But I was like, don't worry, I know the gender. Yes, it's a girl. And she's like, confirmed, definitely a girl. I was like, okay, good to know. Anyways, where was I going with this? Oh. I thought you got an ultrasound every time you went to the OBGYN. All this stuff I find out, I'm like, LOL, I didn't know that. You just don't know until you know? But I have some pretty big scans coming up and I'm excited. But the last time I went in, it wasn't a scan. It was just like, talk to the OBGYN, pee in a cup, listen to the heartbeat. It was quick. She was like, between now and the next appointment, you might feel her kick. And then of course she was like, and don't worry if you don't. Some people do, some people don't. And I found out through all of these like random ultrasounds I've gotten at these like boutique ultrasound places. Even just saying this, I'm like, I have literally a scan tomorrow, but I'm like, I could pop down the road and go to that little 4D ultrasound place. I took Walker one time. It was so cute. Because I remember going with Walker to see Lola and Taylor's belly and Novi and Taylor's belly. So I'm just like, oh, so cute. Anyways, she was like, you might feel your baby kick. And so I'm like, okay. I felt her kick for the first time. It was of the worst, what's the word I'm looking for? Not scenario, circumstances. I was having the worst day. So basically the Nashville show, I came back off tour from this like last leg where I was in Florida and Texas and everything. And I could feel myself getting sick literally the day I landed, which was really convenient because like I was done traveling and stuff, right? I was like, well, that timing couldn't be better, but here I am getting sick. And it was definitely like a head cold sinus. It was very, very sinus related. And and I was like, oh my God, I have my show at Zany's, which is a really big deal. It was at Zany's lab. It's like a rite of passage. It's like, Nashville. I've never performed at Zany's. I just like was really excited. My friends who are real life comedians were coming to the show. I was having a comedian who I'm obsessed with, as you guys know, Amber Autry. Like she was featuring on the show. It was just like a very big deal for me. And it was a very, very big moment in my career of comedy, like a very pivotal moment as a Nashvillian. And it was just like a big deal, right? And I was sick for the full week before the show. And I thought like, I have a full week, like I'll be okay. I was still like, I didn't feel sick anymore. Like I didn't feel like, oh, I'm so sick, I need to sleep. But like my throat, I was so snotty. My throat hurt so bad. And I just had of course, all my friends were like, it was great. But like, if you're listening to this podcast and you came to the show, you'll be like, oh yeah, she had to clear her throat like every two, I didn't want people to think that I was clearing my throat as like a nervous thing. Like, cause I kept being like, sorry. Sorry. And sometimes if you keep clearing your throat, like nothing helps when you're in that, like, it's almost a little bit mental too. And nothing helps other than like going and stopping talking for like 15 or 20 minutes. And then your voice is back. Right. And sorry, I thought I had something in my tooth. And then your voice is back. And then you're like, oh, I can talk again now. It's like when you stay up too late with your girlfriends and you're talking so much that you're like, oh my God, I can't even talk anymore. Anyways, that was me on stage. And then at one point I had to have James like stand up and do a twirl because I literally had to blow I was like realizing that I was like talking like this and snot was coming out of my nose. And I was like, sorry guys, I literally have to turn around and blow my nose on stage. Like so mortifying. I just like felt not great about the performance. I just didn't. Like that's just the cold hard truth of it, which is a bummer because I really wanted to impress everyone in the audience. And I think like my fans were impressed, but I really wanted to impress like the comedians in the audience. Anyways, I'm like, you're hashtag blessed. It was a sold out show. It was wonderful. It was lovely. You know, you can go sleep in your own bed tonight. And so I get back and I'm just kind of in like a toot. I'm also exhausted. I am so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. It's 6:00. James is like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I want to get in bed. I know it's 6:30, but I want to get in bed. And he's like, okay. So we ordered like Five Guys. I know we ordered food of some sort, ate the food. And I was like, I just want to go to bed. And he was like, okay, baby. So we like get into bed. It was probably closer to like 7:30 or something. And we start watching our show. At the time we were watching 1923, fantastic show. Like you guys have got to watch this show. It's so good. It's the prequel to Yellowstone and the sequel to 1883. Taylor Sheridan, great work. Anyways, I am laying there. I'm still feeling sick. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention this. This is a massive PSA for anyone who rents. And that was myself included, honestly, because I literally rented for so long. And it was really annoying. I say this all the time, but the amount of shade people throw you. Like if you don't live in New York City and you rent, for some reason, people are like, oh my God, why do you rent? You're throwing money away. And I'm like, sometimes that would sting, but also I would just be like, why is everyone so judgy and worried about what I'm doing with my money? But then it really got me thinking, dang, am I throwing this money away? But sometimes you just need to rent. You're at a part of your life, a stage of your life where renting makes the most sense. So this is a PSA for you guys. If you have not heard of Built, you are about to thank me. I'm jealous that I did not do this whenever I was renting all those years, because earning points on rent is now a reality when you pay your rent through Built. So you don't even have to check with your landlord, by the way. I just told my brother to start doing this because he's renting his first apartment in Greenville. And he was like, yeah, let me check with my building. And I was like, no, you don't even have to. Like you can just start earning points that you can use towards flights, hotel stays, fitness classes, even your next rent payment. That's the craziest one to me. Like how amazing is that? So let me break it down for you. Okay. If basically there's no cost to join Built, which is amazing. And as a member, then you'll earn valuable points on rent and on your everyday spending. Like this is money you are already going to spend, you know? So Built points can then be transferred to your favorite hotels, airlines, and even ones you haven't heard of, by the way, because there are like over 500 airlines, 700,000 hotels and properties around the world that you can redeem your Built points towards. So let that money work for you, baby. There are points that can be redeemed towards a future rent payment as well, and unique experiences that only Built members can access. So if you're not earning points on rent, my question for you is, what are you doing? Okay, why not? So start earning points on rent that you're already paying. We got to pay rent. That's just the fact of it. Okay, so earn points on the rent that you're already paying by going to joinbuilt.com/probably. That's JOINBILT.com/probably. Make sure to use my URL so they know that I sent you. That is joinbuilt.com/probably to start earning points on your rent payments today. I did nasal spray. I've never done nasal spray before. Holy shit, you guys. Okay, so like Afrin or whatever, whichever one's pregnancy safe, that's the one I did. And I have heard people be addicted to this. Like they've been addicted to nasal spray. I'm like, that's crazy. I've always been a little afraid of it. I also just like, it's not really something that I think I would enjoy. Like the sensation of like if I have a stuffy nose, I have a stuffy nose. I just let it be stuffy. I take a Mucinex, I take a Sudafed, whatever. So before the show, I was like, I had realized 2 days earlier, because I took it when I laid down, like you already can't sleep really well when you're pregnant. And I laid down, and it was your classic, like when you lay down, you're like, I cannot breathe. I can't breathe out of my nose while I sleep. It's just miserable. So I was like, I'm going to try nose spray. I understand how people get addicted to this. They say you should only use it like once or twice and then like stop. Because if you keep using it, your nose, you can have this thing called rebound congestion where your nose like swells up and like it's congested because it wants more. And the only way to fix it is to spray more. Now, the other way to fix it is to just like let that rebound congestion go away. It can take a couple days, but like you have to physically just like let the swelling from your nose go away. So I've always just been kind of like weary of it, not really fucked with it. And I also know a girl who was like, I was legit addicted to it, Shannon. Like I had it in my purse at all times. My friends were like, you have to stop. Taylor was like, yeah, my dad really fucks with nasal spray. I'm like, whoa. Like people are like, yeah, they want to continuously like combat the congestion. Anyways, so it worked so good that night. I didn't use it again the next day, but the next day was the show. And I was like, I'm going to use it before the show. I sprayed it like 4 times, thinking to myself, I know this is too much. And then also I think it drained in the back of my throat, and that was the issue on stage, whatever. Fast forward. I am going to sleep. I'm having the worst night. I'm like, I did not like that show. It's also, I don't know why I said it was 6:30. The show was at 6. So it was probably like 8:30. I was like, I want to go to bed. I have rebound congestion. I know it's rebound congestion. I'm like, I can't breathe. I want to go to sleep. I'm like in a bad mood. I'm tired. I want the day to be over. You know, when you just want the day to be over, you're like, let this sun fucking set. Let me go to sleep. I'm watching TV with James, and I feel what I can only describe as right before you're about to have like massive diarrhea, and you physically feel your intestines go like, and you're like, oh no, I gotta go to the bathroom. It was like that gurgling feeling mixed with like a little goldfish flipping in my stomach. Now I have a bone to pick with you girls who are sweetie pie angels, but you guys are online and you guys are saying that the first time you feel your baby kick, it feels like butterfly wings, butterfly kisses, little like bubbles, gas. No, like it literally felt like a fish flipping in my stomach. Like it made me kind of queasy. And I always said this. I've always said that I worried when I get pregnant that I'm going to be the girl that feels squeamish when she feels her baby kick inside. And I've actually had a friend, I won't even say who it is, but I had a friend who was like, I never really loved it. It felt like an alien inside of me, but like you get used to it and then you're just like, that's my baby. But like, yeah, like some people aren't like my baby. Some people were like, bleh. And so I was always like a little worried I'd be that girl. And I started to feel really guilty. So anyways, I feel it. And then I realized very quickly, oh my God, that's her. And I was like, oh my God, she just kicked. And of course, James was like, oh my gosh. Now keep in mind, I told you, sick, in the worst mood of my life, exhausted, tired, just had like what I feel like was one of the worst performances of my comedy career in front of all my successful, famous friends. And I was like, oh my God, I just felt her kick. And he's like, oh my God, amazing. Yay. And I was like, I really didn't like it. And he was like, what? And I was like, sorry. And then she did it again. And I was like, also my placenta is posterior, which means it's on my back. I believe I'm saying this correctly, which means it's not, I think you feel your baby less when you have an anterior placenta, and I have the posterior, which means you'll feel her kick more. And specifically when you're laying flat on your back. And so I have definitely noticed that now, like if I'm flat on my back, I be feeling her. So anyways, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't like it. And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, I don't know. It felt so weird. He's like, well, of course it felt weird. You've never felt it before. I mean, he was literally being like the best husband ever. And I was like, no, I was like, she's doing it again. I was like, oh my God, I feel really guilty. I feel like really guilty because I want it to like not happen again. And he's like, baby. And I was like, no, I just like, I should be more maternal about this. Like I should be so excited. But like, I think the circumstances surrounding my day and my life, like, which like, welcome to motherhood, bitch. Like you get what you get. Like I was just like, oh, I just like pictured it so different. Like I pictured having brunch and feeling a little flutter and being like, hey, my baby, I just felt her like sitting on a picnic fucking blanket in the yard and staring at the sun and being like, I just felt my baby kick for the first time. And I was just like, I feel really nauseous. Like it feels like I feels like I just kept associating it with an organ. And then I was like, oh my God, I should be more maternal about this. Like I should be like, this is my baby kicking inside of me. Yay, she's healthy. And like I was subconsciously, but like I couldn't help the feeling of feeling like maybe feel kind of squeamish. Anyways, I laid on my side and it went away. And then I was just racked with this guilt of not feeling maternal enough because like I'm a pretty maternal person, honestly, you guys. And so I was just like, I just felt horrible. And then I felt her for maybe the next day. I felt her like a tiny little bit. And then like, it's seriously like true. Like once you feel them once, like you continuously feel them. And now that was many weeks ago. And now now James can feel her kick. Like now I'll be like, put your hand right here. She's going crazy. And he's like, oh my gosh. Like he can feel a boop kick. They're not like karate chops. And obviously you can't, I haven't tried to like video it or anything. I don't know if you can actually physically see it yet from my stomach. You know how like when women get so pregnant, you like see an elbow go across the belly and you're like, oh shit, that is your baby doing somersaults. Wait, what is she doing in there? Anyways, I'm not there yet, of course, but it has gotten so much more normal. Now I feel this like sweet connection. Now when she doesn't kick, I'm like, what's she doing? Where is she at? I want to feel her. Like I totally like eventually got to the maternal stage. But I just want to say, if you're listening to this and you were like, I feel bad that I was like, what is that? That's how I felt. And I felt like so guilty about it. And then of course, every time I talked to someone about it, they were like, it's fine. Like it is a weird feeling. Like I called like every single one of my friends who's ever had a baby. And I'm like, did you feel this way? And some were like, yeah. And some were like, no, I loved it. Right off the bat, I was excited, but that's okay. Everyone has a different experience. But all that to be said, I literally feel her kick all the time now. But now it's just like literally like physically a part of me. And I'm just like, this is so crazy. She's literally just in here like living her best life. So she's kicking, she's moving and grooving. A big anatomy scan tomorrow. So you guys say a nice prayer for me. Apparently they've got a lot of pictures. It's going to be a long appointment. So you know, we're excited about that and just saying some prayers that we have a nice, healthy baby girl in our hands. If her kicks are any indication, she's healthy.
This episode of Probably Podcast is brought to you by Huggies Little Snugglers. Now, Huggies is the only leading brand with all-around blowout protection for sizes 1 and 2. Now, I'm not a parent quite yet. I'm just growing that little baby inside of me, but I know a lot of parents, and parents know there's nothing worse than a blowout. It always happens when you're on the run, never at home, always in the car, always at the mall, always on a plane. And that's, not what you want, okay? It's just not. And you shouldn't have to live your life worrying about how you deal with the next inevitable blowout. So how about you ease your blowout anxiety by switching to Huggies Little Snugglers? Huggies Little Snugglers are up to 100% leak proof with blowout protection in the front and back on sizes 1 and 2, so you can feel confident relying on them for your little ones. And it's really important that they have that protection in the front and the back because, as you know, blowouts, they're not picky. They'll go out the back, they'll go out the front. Whatever it is, they're coming out of there. That's why it's a blowout. So we love that Huggies Little Snugglers protects you. Huggies Little Snugglers now with blowout protection in every direction. Sizes 1 through 2. Huggies, we got you, baby.
Okay, let's wrap this podcast up with some questions from the peanut gallery. Okay. Someone asked, thoughts on getting a dog now for your little girl to grow up with? Let me tell you something. I am like, James, we are getting a dog, obviously not right now, but we are getting a dog soon. We're not going to be those people that like had another kid, and then just never had a time for a dog. I was like, we're inching really close to the realm of like not dog people, and people that aren't dog people, they kind of freak me out. I know everyone can't have a dog. Maybe you live in New York City. Maybe you don't have the time. Maybe you really don't have the energy to like put into a dog. But I was like, I am a dog person. I am dog people, and I want a dog. And I do not want to be the people that just never had a dog, like, because we had kids and we were busy and we were traveling. Like, no, like, we can slow down with our lives. We can make sure the dog's always properly taken care of, but like, we have to get a dog soon. So now is the constant wonderment of like, what kind of dog? Like, I have always had big labs and like big dogs. James has had a small dog, which like Bonnie is so fucking cute. It's like, I get the allure, like her sitting in the lap, her cuddling, you could travel with her a lot easier. But it's like, I'm a big dog girly, but also like, I will say like the dog hair, like when I go to my parents' house, I'm like, I literally don't remember this growing up. Like dog hair is everywhere and you can't help it. Like it's a dog, like it's a lab, it's going to shed, My parents are very clean and they fucking vacuum all the time. It's not like you find it everywhere, but like she's a dog, you pet her, it's on you, So anyways, definitely going to get a dog soon. And I've made that very clear to James. I'm like, we are getting a dog. I'm like so excited for a dog, but obviously like literally right when you have a newborn, not the time. Nursery, I just started getting kind of like really stressed out because basically I knew that this trip was coming with James' parents and his whole family, like his brother, his sister, and his parents. And we only have 3 guest rooms because we have a podcast room and an office, etc. Only 3 guest rooms, like that's plenty. And I didn't want to start the nursery because one of the guest rooms is turning into a nursery. I didn't want to start the nursery until we had this trip. And so now this trip's over, I'm like, I don't know why, I'm like all of a sudden like, holy shit. Like I need to do the nursery now. Cause we were like have some plans for built-ins and wallpaper. And I want to do some like real like renovations in the room, in the bathroom. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to like get on it. So Taylor's like, we should really start that. So we're going to start that soon. I'll keep you guys updated. Okay. Someone said, what was up with you swapping out the Defender? So I just got a Lincoln Navigator L. I guess it's long. Honestly, I was indifferent to it, but they only had the long ones. And let me tell you that I love it because I love the space, but like that thing is a school bus. Like it is huge. I never really loved the Defender. I don't have anything bad to say about it. I never had any issues with it. I never had like an electronic issues like everyone says. It was a great car. I just was never like obsessed with it. Maybe it's because I had my dream car, which is a G-Wagon, and I just loved it so much. But now James has a G-Wagon, and I don't like, we don't need to be the people with 2 G-Wagons. And not that there's anything wrong with that. If you have 2 G-Wagons, slay. But like, I just didn't want to, go buy a new one. That's so expensive. Got a Lincoln Navigator. I was like, let's really lean into my mama era. Let's get the fucking mama car, but let's make it luxe because I'm me. And so anyways, got this Lincoln Navigator. It's sick as fuck. I'm like obsessed. If you have a Lincoln Navigator, like shouts out. Like I literally love this car. I get in it every day and I'm like, I'm in a spaceship. I literally love this car. Talk about for long distance drives. Like we are obsessed. But I will say like what happened to the Defender, I just traded it in at Lincoln when I got this car because I was like, I'm not like, this is like, it was so hard when I sold my G-Wagon so I could afford the down payment for my house. LOL. Needed some extra cash. When I did that, I was like in pain. Like I loved that car so much. I love that car. This, I was like, keys are in the front. Bye. Like I just did not care about the Defender. I just really didn't. Someone said like, people are asking questions about the baby names. We still have like we've gotten down to like a short list. I am just convinced that like this baby's going to pop out of me and I'm going to be like, that's not her name. This is her name. So like, I just don't know. Like we have like a list of like 2 or 3. We were doing this thing where we were like calling her the names. And then I was like, we need to stop because like we're doing too much. We're calling her this, we're calling her that. And it's just like, we need to just relax. And then I actually had someone do one of those like TikToks of like things I think that this person will name their baby. And I was like low key, she had a couple of the names we liked on the list. And I was like, damn, she's good. And then she had a couple names that I was like, I should use that. And so I'm just all over the shop. I ordered off Amazon one of those baby books. Like our parents used to use them, like 2,000 names, baby books. And I was like going through those and just like highlighting stuff I liked. I don't know. Like, I really think it's just going to become more clear to me as the pregnancy goes on, or maybe just like after I see her. But we have a list. I definitely know what her middle name is. But right now, like, we just have like a list of like 4 or 5 that we love. Someone did write like, what would you do if you had a really unique, amazing name and then one of your friends stole it? It's not a common name. Like, what would you do? I'm like, I mean, I would get, depending on who the friend was, like I get bummed. I'd probably be like, damn, I love that name. But names are names. Like, even if you think that you're the first person to ever come up with that name and no one else has that name, they do. Like, when I posted that no one else had a Novi, because Taylor literally like made it up from a word she saw and then took the D off the top of the word and made it an I at the end. Like, she literally, I was there during the creation of the name from her brain. And I was like, I'd never heard of Novi ever in my life. Never met a Novi, never heard of a Novi. I had people message me and be like, I know a Novi. And it's like a 19-year-old girl and her name is Novi, or a 40-year-old woman, or a 7-year-old little boy. And I'm like, you know, you can't, it gets to a point where you can't like, you can't fault people for it. Like, you can't get too upset. Obviously, if you were like very, very close to the people and you're like, I love this name, I love how unique it is, and then they also use it, you'd be like, okay. But at the end of the day, like, you know, all names are just names out there and you got to let people have their names.
Sometimes it can feel like there are not enough hours in the day to do everything that you need to get done. Now with Tonal, you can ensure that you are checking a workout off your to-do list with the convenience of having an at-home gym. And this is going to be 24/7. All right. Because honestly, sometimes it really is just like, it's too much. It's too much going on in the day. So Tonal is the world's smartest workout that effortlessly fits into the busiest of lifestyles. And with the latest iteration, Tonal 2, you can ensure that your workout is more tailored and effective than ever. Now, Tonal adjusts in just 1 pound increments with adaptive weights that now go up to 150 pounds. So you can challenge even the most advanced users to push it to their limits, baby. You can also experience a full body burn with their Aero HIIT workout. So that's going to be like the perfect blend of heart pumping cardio and strength. Plus there's more, guys. The new built-in Smart View leverages a really cool high-resolution camera that lets you see yourself during your workout. So that's going to analyze your movement and provide real-time coaching, just like a personal trainer right at home. With new drop sets, the Tonal 2 analyzes your movement, senses when you're fatiguing. Okay, like, how smart is this? And it's going to drop that weight until your muscles are maxed out. Now, this is an experience you could only get in the gym. Until now, baby, you can get it at home. And right now, Tonal is offering my listeners $200 off your Tonal purchase with promo code Probably. That's Tonal.com and use promo code Probably for $200 off your purchase. That's Tonal.com, promo code Probably for $200 off.
People ask me about my birth plan and like what I plan to do, like crunchy, not crunchy. I think they actually are just like asking about epidural. I don't plan to withhold drugs from myself at all. I have said before that I do like try every drug once. Why would I like prevent myself from trying an epidural? Sounds fun. But like, TBD, like I truly believe I'll have an epidural. It just sounds like something I would do. But if I'm like in there and I like this, the spirit of this baby and the power of motherhood and femininity like reaches into my body and it's like, you don't need it. And I'm like, I don't need it. Then maybe I won't get it. But like, I'm not going to withhold myself from getting it. And I know they say like you can get to a certain point where you like, it's too late for you to get it because you're moving around too much. You can't sit still and they can't give you the epidural. So yeah, but I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, the second I get in there, give me that epidural. Now that might be my birth plan. Once I tell you my birth story afterwards, it might be my birth story. I mean, like I might come back and tell you my birth story and be like, oh yeah, I walked in and said, pop it in the back, doc. Like that might be the case, but I'm not going into it being like my mom. My mom was like, when they wheeled me in, I'm like, put it in me, doc. Like I'm not going in like that aggressive with it, but I'm sure I'll get it. I don't see why I would want to be an intense. If I was having a home birth like Taylor, yeah, of course, like no epidural, you're doing the whole shebang. But if I'm having a hospital birth, I just feel like, oh, I'm here. So are the drugs. Why not? Will my mom come and stay with me after the baby is born? Yes, like 100%. Like I message her often, like, you do know that you're like in the room when I give birth and like, but like, you know that then you have to stay for like a week or so. And she's like, absolutely, as long as you need me. And that's what's nice too, because we are going to return James right now. One of the upstairs bedrooms is like his office, and we're going to turn that back into, it's meant to be like a mother-in-law suite, like an annex type thing up there. So I'm going to revert it back to that. And, it'll be like my mom's own little oasis. My dad, and I haven't really thought about my dad coming. I'm sure he'll come at some point, or maybe he'll be with her. I don't know. But either way, Sharon K gonna be here with bells on. I just know she's so excited. We were like going through baby name or grandma names, which is funny to pick those when like at the end of the day, like your kid could end up calling your, grandma. Taylor's mom is Sparkles. Like it's whatever the kids call you, You don't always get to pick, but it's like so sweet to think about that kind of stuff. Oh, someone is giving me credit. She said, don't worry. Don't feel bad about yourself for not knowing what to talk about. Pregnancy brain is legit and scientifically proven. Period. The end. Period. You just had a vacation with your in-laws, but you didn't post many pics. Talk about the trip. I feel like I posted so many pictures. Honestly, we were just having a great time. We were doing so much. Like I took pictures and then like I tried to post some dumps, but when I post pictures and dumps, I'm thinking, which pictures do I look the best in? Which pictures are a fun vibe? Which pictures are like cool for the dump? I'm not like, do I have one of my sister, one of my mother-in-law, one of my sister-in-law, one of my dad? Like I'm not like going down. Every once in a while I'll get a message that's like, haven't seen many pictures of LOL, your brother, or like, haven't seen many pictures of James' brother. Where's he at? It's like, I don't know. He just didn't make the dump. He's here. We're all having fun. Like, I don't know. That's just funny sometimes. What supplements are you taking during pregnancy? I said this on Not Skinny But Not Fat as Amanda Hirsch, whose podcast I love. When I went on Lauren Bostick's podcast, The Skinny Confidential, I talked about not taking a prenatal. I was taking a prenatal all before. I don't know if this is like a hot take, like if you guys are going to be like, you're a horrible mother. I don't know. Literally talked to my doctor about it and was like, I'm feeling really guilty. And she was like, you're okay. Talked to me about my diet, was like, you're getting plenty enough in your diet. So basically, before I got pregnant, I took a prenatal, and they recommend taking it before you get pregnant, I don't know. It's just, and it was very obviously easy for me to take. I just made it a part of my daily routine, and that was fine. And then when I got pregnant, I continued taking it. Like the whole time I was in South Africa, when I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. I was literally like fucking 3 weeks pregnant. I was like, oh my God, make sure I take my prenatal, my folic acid, and my whatever. And then even when I had like norovirus, I was like, I gotta take my prenatals. I gotta make sure my folic acid's up, which they do say is the most important, allegedly, during your first trimester. Then it was like the second I got sick, which I know this is very common with a lot of people. The second I started getting really nauseous and sick and I like could barely eat, the last thing I was thinking was, let me take my fish oil. Like, yeah, no. Oh my God, actually, sorry, I just like kind of got a flashback to that, and like I could have died before I took a prenatal. And that is very common. Like they say, like, when you feel good again, start taking it again. Well, I started feeling good again, and I just didn't feel, this is so dramatic, I just didn't feel called to take it. Like I was just like, I am eating so nutritiously again. And I talked to my doctor about it. I was like, I'm feeling really guilty. I'm not taking my prenatal. And she was like, it's okay. Like, you're fine. And then you think about, okay, of course, like, this is not a solid argument when you say like the cavemen didn't take it. It's like, well, back then the lifespan was 33 years. So maybe we shouldn't, compare it to that. But I didn't want to like lie to you guys about it and like be like, I take this. I'm not taking my prenatal because I just feel like I'm getting all my nutrients that I need. And when I talked to my doctor, and I was like, I could take it. I feel better now, but I'm just like, I don't think I need to take it. She was like, take it if you want and don't take it if you don't want. Like, you just explained to me that you eat fish, meat, red meat, chicken, lots of greens, lots of vegetables. Like, if you need to supplement some folic acid, but like for the most part, that's really important in your first trimester. And of course I have that app that's like, your baby's growing its red blood cells today. Like, eat more iron. And I'm like, I need steak today. Like, I'm being like, cognizantly, that's not the right word. I'm being aware of like the needs of my body. But I think we're creatures, we're mothers. We're resilient. We're intuitive is what it is. And intuitively just haven't felt the need. And of course I talked to like so many people who are like, I didn't take any prenatals because, this is a sad reality that some people are so sick the whole time. Like Taylor, for instance, like they literally cannot keep it down. Like they're trying to keep any nutrients inside their body. I luckily, I told y'all during the first trimester, I felt so nauseous and felt so sick, but I only threw up like 3 or 4 times, like physically threw up. So anyways, there are so many people who have very healthy, normal children that are like, I couldn't take a prenatal. I was so ill. But the guilt comes in for me where I'm like, I'm not ill and I'm not taking it, but I think you should just like listen to your body, and I'm listening to my body. Okay. All right. Let's see. We'll do one last one.
Guys, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I am obsessed with Boll & Branch sheets. I'm obsessed. Now, let me talk about some like nighttime routines and habits that I tried to put in place. It just like never worked. Like, I don't know, setting a stricter bedtime or like keeping my phone off my bedside table. Like these things are just like constant effort with very little results. All right. But if you really want to change the way you sleep, if you want to be looking forward to your bed even more than you already do at night, you need to upgrade to Boll & Branch's 100% organic cotton sheets. So you're going to fall asleep faster. They are so luxurious. They're so soft. It puts you in an instant relaxation mode. You guys, I'm so psycho. Sometimes when I travel now, I will like bring a set of sheets if I'm driving from Boll & Branch. I'm not kidding. I like want to sleep on them all the time. Here's my favorite part about it. So they're breathable while also still being really buttery soft. Now, breathable is very important now that we're getting into these warmer months. It's spring, it's warming up. Nashville doesn't know what it wants to do with its weather. Is it cold? Is it hot? In the middle of the night, you just never know. But I'm a hot sleeper. Like I sleep sweaty and I really, really need my sheets to be breathable. So I love that. But here's the best part about Boll & Branch. And this is tried and true. I promise, like fact check me. These sheets get softer with every wash. So as you're washing them, you know how there's some sheets where they just got like a lifeline, you know, you're just like, or a lifespan. These don't. They're just like, they get better as you wash them. It's just amazing. I'm really, really obsessed. They've got all sizes, all colors, really anything you want to do, like decoration wise, like if you want to have a little spring refresh. And I also, this is so funny. Taylor didn't know that I keep like several sets of sheets because when you take your sheets off, instead of having to wash those sheets, just grab another clean set in your pantry. Like I love that. So if you guys want to experience the Boll & Branch difference, you guys, these are woven with the 100% organic cotton. Now, that's really important to James too. He really likes to sleep on 100% cotton. It's just amazing. I get their signature hemmed sheet sets. Like, I just love a set. Comes with duvet, etc. Now, if you want to upgrade your sleep during Boll & Branch's extended annual spring event, for a limited time, get 20% off at bollandbranch.com/probably. That's Boll & Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/probably to take 20% off site-wide for a limited time. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Pregnancy style. So not me having like a cute little tiny bump and being like loving the bump and like being able to put on all my, I'm like a solid size small, right? Like that's what size I go for. I ain't an extra small. I'm a size small. I've said this before when people send me PR and they send me extra smalls. I'm like, appreciate the confidence, but I ain't an extra small. I'm a small. I'm a true size 4. You know, I am not a size 2. I am a size 4. I love my body. I'm happy with my body. So anyways, all my clothing to this point is size small, size 4, size 26 jeans if we want to get specific. When you have this little bump, that size fits you. It fits you. It still zips. Everything is like, and then you're just like, oh my God, look at my little bump. And everyone's like, you're so cute. Then you hit this out of nowhere. All of a sudden, nothing, and I mean nothing fits on you. And I wasn't prepared. Like I didn't buy stretchy dresses. I didn't buy bump suits. I didn't buy any of this stuff. I took stuff to Charleston on this trip that I tried on, that I bought and tried on a week earlier, literally 1 week earlier, and was like, slay, love, Farm Rio dress with little buttons at the front, love. Or this little dress that zips in the back, but it zipped up. I just tried it on. I tried it on a week before. 1 week goes by, that shit doesn't fit. Depending on how much you had for breakfast or lunch, like that shit does not fit. And then I had this like panic mode because I have this black tie wedding coming up and I'm like, it's in London. We go to London next week. And I'm like, oh my gosh, literally, I'm going to pack all this stuff. I'm going to try it on 2 days before I leave. I'm going to get to the wedding on Saturday. It's not going to fit. So I've officially entered like, I need stretchy material vibes. And like, I can no longer just go to my closet and grab something and be like, this is like cute with my bump. Like, no, like not everything works on a bump, bitch. The bump is too big. These boobs, the fucking boobs. Taylor all the time will be like, I just can't get over your boobs. Like the circumference. And I'm not talking about like the meat of the boobs. Like those, yeah, that's obviously very visibly there. The circumference of like my rib cage from the, like I'm a 34 bra, right? I guarantee I'm like a motherfucking 38 now. Like I don't even know how to explain like the circumference of my upper half. I'm like, oh, it's like, it's crazy. Like, how do people with big boobs, they all say this. People with big boobs are like, trust me, you can have them. Oh my God. I'm always like, I wish I had boobs. I wish people were like, you can have them. And I'm like, yeah, you can have them. Easy for you to say, you got big boobs. I wish I had big. They're right. You can have them. I want to cut them off my chest. Like, I'm so thrilled that these will feed my baby. But like, oh my gosh. Do they just like, if you're listening to this and you have big boobs, they just always just like sit on your stomach. They just hang down and sit on your stomach. Like, they like my boobs they're not like, of course, like sagging out of my belly button or anything yet, but like they're not, they didn't grow like a boob job. They grew and they just like sit. I'm like, oh, I'm always hot underneath my tits. Like they're just like always touching me and they're always like there. And I'm like, blah. Like I actually like really, I have so much respect for the big boob community because like, I always thought you bitches were just like going around being pick me, like, you can have them. I don't like my boobs. Like, holy shit, you guys are really dealing with a lot here. Okay. You just are. So yeah, pregnancy style. I did order a couple things that I tried on and fit me really well and have some stretch. So I'm hoping by 10 days from now, I think it's like 10 days we'll be at the wedding. It still fits. Fingers crossed. But pregnancy style has been hard. I know it'll be easier because I'm actually going to be pregnant in the summer, like the peak of summer. So I can just wear like little stretchy sundresses and stuff. It must be really hard to be pregnant in winter where you have to like put outfits together. You can't just like wear a sundress and flip flops. So I am feeling like that will make life a little bit easier when I can wear less clothing. But jeans and jean shorts, I haven't figured it out. I keep trying to like buy oversized jeans and wear them low rise. I'm just like it's not working. So I need to figure that out. All right, guys, my coccydynia is acting up. Thank you for letting me ramble for many, many minutes. I love you so much, Courtney. Thanks for letting me do this. You know, I really hope the audio and the video works well. You guys, when you see podcasts like this, just know we're in the risk zone. Courtney is shaking in her boots. She's literally like, oh my God, Shannon's in charge of the tech. I'm stressed. So love you guys. Thank you for listening and see you next week. see you next week. No, I'm kidding. I'm so blessed. Love you. Bye.